Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Yulay. This one here is sweet tart and cherry, and cherry is tart. So it looks like there on the inside. This soap is pretty soft. Somewhere not quite a croak, probably pretty close. It's a very firm cream, if you will. It's pretty soft though. Easy to whip up. I've got it whipped up here on the wet side, just a little. Not all that drippy, but just a bit. Notice the color was an off-white, maybe even a sand color, and it whips up just in an off-white. It's kind of hard to tell perhaps, but it's more or less white. Got it whipped up here with the, see if I can show you the bottom of this. This is the Shaven Sailor brush handle here. It's 3D printed, and this particular one here, if I remember right, it's got the horsehair knot in it. I've got one that's got a horsehair knot in it, and I've got one that's got a cashmere knot, and believe it or not, those two are very close together on how they feel and how they whip up a lather, which is pretty nice in my opinion. Oh, blade of the day. Not one of my favorite blades, but I thought I'd give them a try since it's been a good long while since I tried it. This one here is a Schick Injector blade. I can get these here locally without having to order them online. If I remember right, it's like 7 blades for $4.99. Reason why, there's a couple of reasons why I don't particularly care for these blades is because the consistency is not there with these blades. I've had more trouble with these blades than any other, and that, and sometimes the shave doesn't go so well either. I've got the alum block this morning complete with rubber band, and still got just a bit of witch hazel here left from Humphrey's, where I put some menthol and peppermint in it. There's just, there's still some in there for a few more shaves. Aftershave balm that I'll be using today off camera is also the matching for the soap here. The shaver of the day, going with the Mongoose MinGoose. This particular blade is the Schick blade I just showing you. It will have, this will be the 5th shave, and this handle is really nice. If there's anything to really sing about a handle, this one here, to me, the way this is grooved right through here, spiral, really easy to hang on to. But this will be the 5th shave on this particular blade. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning and some coconut oil. Probably should show you what the coconut oil looks like. It's a solid form. Once it reaches a particular temperature, and I believe it's about 74 degrees, it turns into a liquid form. So it's, as a pre-shave, it's inexpensive when you look at it over how many shaves you're going to get out of a container like that. You're going to get quite a few shaves. I think I paid $4.99 for that one there. And I've been kind of remiss here lately, but this is the beard butter I've been using. And it says it's the Modest Blend. And I got this one here at Marshall's. It was marked down as pretty inexpensive. Usually this is $10 or more, and I think I got it for like $4.99, so couldn't pass up a deal like that. So I can go ahead and wet the face here. But yeah, this will be the 5th shave on this blade. This particular blade's doing pretty good. In other words, not all your blades will end up, being like this. At least I had, what had happened is I had two of these I bought, and both of them had quite a few, I guess you might say, duds or defective blades, and I just decided that even at that price it would be better that I go ahead and stick with Persona. You get 20 of them for, depends on where you buy them at. Some of them with the dispenser, you'll be right around the $10 mark. The ones I bought here recently were averaging, because I bought more than one package, $7 a package for 20 blades each. So I got 60 blades at $21, so that was a pretty good buy. I found those on eBay. eBay's not always, people's favorite place to buy things, but sometimes you do find a pretty good deal. And that was one I couldn't pass up, because that's roughly $3 of savings for each dispenser. So yeah, I couldn't pass that one up. I do like injectors. They work well for me. I understand they don't work well for everybody. That cream, look at that. It just whipped up really nice this morning. Doesn't always work well for everybody, but I sure do enjoy them. See how the fifth shave goes on this blade. I have been tagged to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tag video, and I watch Manny's. I've been watching a few of them, but there's one comment that Manny made that to me just, it fits me rather well right with that kind of video that I plan on doing tomorrow. It's not an easy video to do. I have a lot of shavers that I like for whatever, various reasons. And to narrow things down, like a favorite brush, a favorite double-edged safety razor, so on and so forth. So, aftershave, not an easy chore. So the way I think I'm going to approach it is I'm going to approach it with some shavers representation of a particular category, because that's going to be one of my harder parts of doing. Because I got quite a bit of hardware, and I like a lot of it for what it represents. For instance, if you enjoy vintage shavers, Schick made a lot of a lot of injectors over the years, and then Gillette with DEs, and it's really hard to narrow it all down. So I'll have some representation, I guess you might say, of going with modern and vintage, because there's some of these I really do like. Especially when it comes to DE, some of the vintage shavers are still in great working order. May not be the best looking shavers in the world. In other words, they're not looking new, they've been well used, but they're still very functional. They do the job. If you look at it from another point of view, they're tools. Man, I can smell that. My nose is working this morning. It hasn't worked in so long. I can smell that tart cherry. But these are tools, and even though they get old and maybe a little dinged up or whatever, but they still work just fine. They get the job done. Yeah, I can kind of tell that this blade's had 5 shaves on it. Not quite as smooth. As it goes for the MinGoose, it's very enjoyable to use. You may hear me relate DE shavers and SE shavers kind of sort of the same, because if they got a preset angle like that, it is a lot of fun to use these when you don't have to focus so much about maintaining an angle, especially when you're talking and shaving at the same time. Because the way I have been feeling for the past several weeks, have some mornings, and this week is I had an evening at why it's feeling pretty rough. But you have days where you're not feeling quite up to speed. And for me, it's been a few weeks, and I think I'm getting down to the tail end of it. I'm not coughing near as much, and my energy level seems to be somewhat better. The other night I was starting to feel pretty bad, and I was in bed by 7:30, and slept till the alarm went off the next morning, and then still slept in. So it just, whatever this is, it comes and goes. But I think this is about it. Man, this smells good. If you've ever smelled something, a tart cherry, this is it. Matter of fact, my nose is working better today than it was the first time I used this. So against the green pass here. Yes, I've been, what, more or less 2 weeks using this shaver. Yeah, I like it. For me, it's a lot of fun to use. Not feeling all that well this past week again, and just being able to, I guess you might say, get your shave on. Matter of fact, I've been using this setup for, this would be about, what, the 5th setup, I think. 5th shave on this setup. I'll have links down below for all this stuff if you're interested in checking it out. If I remember right, the 3D printed brush here from the Shaven Sailor, I think it's running right about, I think $12 without a knot. Which my first brush I ordered from him, I think that's what I did without a knot, and I put my own in it. But he also has a knot that's, he's got a bore knot, and I did order one with a bore knot from him. For me, I like bores. Speaking of that sort of thing, one of the soaps and whatnot that I'll be not introducing, but mentioning, it's perfect for a bore. It's just awesome. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this one here I've had for a while, come by the way of Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and this is an alum block that has a rubber band, and it comes with the rubber band, and that's how I got started using an alum block. My first one was from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. It came with a rubber band, and I just got a sliver left right now. But that's how I got started using a, Jill's probably watching right now because I got soap on my ear. Excuse me. That's how I got started using the alum block, was with the rubber band, and it does help hang on to the alum block. I know, man, I tell you what, the sliver I've got, especially now, using it without the rubber band, it's quite exciting trying to hang on to it so it doesn't fall out of my hand. Like I said, I use the aftershave balm off camera. And if you're unfamiliar with balms and how they may or may not be applied, there's usually a discussion going around from time to time whether or not a balm should be applied before the aftershave, after the aftershave. Just use it by itself. I typically, most of the time I'll use it by itself, but if I'm going to use it with an aftershave, I usually do the aftershave first and then the aftershave balm, if I'm going to tag team like that. But face feels wonderful. This blade held up rather well. Kind of surprised. Like I say, my experience last time was not a good one. I was not happy that, you know, you go in and you spend that kind of money on your blades and end up with a bunch of duds, and this one here worked out pretty good. Hopefully everything will go well, and I'll do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 video for tomorrow. I hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth.